Hey everybody, this is Lewis Speaks 2020, and today I want to talk to you about power dynamics in relationships. I think oftentimes as men, we tend to look for power over love. And we tend to exercise this almost like a chain like control on those who we claim to love. We struggle with vulnerability and honesty, communication and openness. And this is some men, not all. A lot of men struggle with emotional intelligence. And I'm reminded of this by the recent table talk that I noticed with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Um, I noticed that there was this underlying power struggle between the two. And this became evident when Will mentioned how he plans on paying Jada back for some past transgression, you know? And I realize that relationships get like this sometimes, where people, in an effort to regain their power and to feel strong and to feel like the mighty one in the relationship, they try and be vindictive and they get petty and spiteful and engage in tit for tat just to reclaim that power that they feel they've lost to love. Because to be honest, love is about offering your power to the person that you're with, hoping that they take that offering and they protect it. When you love somebody, you are giving them your power to a certain degree. You are giving them the power to hurt you. They have the power to really do some damage, and you hope that because they love you in kind, they will not exercise that power. They will protect you, even from their own dark side. And that's what I'm a firm believer of, to be honest. To love someone is to protect them even from your own dark side. And I think what's happening out here nowadays is not so much love, but rather power struggles. People wanting power over love, you know? And this is why most relationships don't work out. Because if you're constantly chasing after power and trying to control somebody, then that's not loving or accepting them and their need to explore and be free. And when I say explore and be free, I'm not meaning just sleep around town with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. What I'm mentioning is self-exploration. Trying to do your work. Trying to research, analyze, and understand yourself. That's what I mean by exploration. And when we're trying to control someone, we're trying to control their process. We're trying to control their evolution. And that's when it becomes problematic, you know? And I think that we, as human beings, try and control things because we're afraid. We are afraid, you know? And I think people want power in relationships often because they don't want anyone to have the best of them or you get the best of them. They don't want anyone to get the best of them. They don't want to be a fool because it leaves them vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, you are open to hurt feelings. And a lot of people don't want that. I know that I've been in past relationships where I knew I was wrong about certain things. And the person would confront me, and I would get angry because I was trying to maintain that power. How dare you challenge my authority? How dare you challenge I wanted to be this benevolent ruler that granted them their lives, you know? And I recognize that trait in me. I recognize that behavior, And I ask myself, where did that stem from? Where did that stem from my own insecurities? That stem from my own fears, you know? And I realize that to love someone means that you are no longer afraid. You're not afraid if they leave or if they cheat or if they do whatever, because for one, you love who they are. You will always love who they are. You didn't like what they did, you know? but sometimes what someone does is not necessarily who they are. And so we need to learn how to separate the behaviors from actually the entirety of someone and their entire personality. Yes, people do things wrong, you know, but that doesn't mean that's who they are, you know? Like sometimes people, when they do something bad, quote, bad, they say that I'm a bad person. No, they're not bad people. They just do bad things. You know, now if there's a pattern of people doing bad things, once again, it's all in the patterns. You know, if there's a pattern of someone doing bad things, ultimately they can be defined as a bad person because this is basically just a pattern. But if they occasionally mess up, as we all do as human beings, then we've done something bad, but that doesn't necessarily make us a bad person, you know? And that's what I had to realize in relationships with other people. And this has definitely helped me to be more open and understanding and less critical, less judgmental, less self-righteous. Definitely. We oftentimes, you know, carry this righteous indignation, acting as though, well, this person hurt me and they did this to me, when really they did a lot of these things to themselves. That has nothing to do with us. And so with me personally, I had to remove myself from the equation, and I had to realize that certain people are on their own journey. They have to figure things out independently, and that it's not always about me. It's not always about me. Sometimes it's about people trying to figure out their own lives. So knowing that definitely has helped me to put a lot of things into perspective, you know, in terms of power and control. We can't control anyone. At the end of the day, people are free moral agents, endowed with the ability to make choices. And so we hope that they choose in our favor. We hope that they choose something that will benefit us. But in the final analysis, they have to choose what's right for them. We hope that they think we're the ones who are right for them. But once again, that's out of our control. So there's a lot of people out there who can only love that which they can control. And that, to me, I don't know if that's so much love, you know, being only being able to love that which you can control. No, we have to learn, I think, spiritual submission. And that's just a different video and a different topic altogether. But spiritual submission is essential. You know, learning how to submit to our partners. You know, them learning how to submit to us in kind, because if we don't submit to our partners, if we don't submit to our Heavenly Father, if we don't submit, we're going to keep driving ourselves crazy on this mad dash for power, and it's not working. And we can see that by the divorce rates. People out there wanting their power and not really being ready, you know, but just jumping into these relationships just heart first, without being ready, without actually defining their own individuality, you know? So we as people have really got to learn how to submit and realize that we are not in control of anything. All we can really control is ourselves. And even then, that comes with limitations too. So, if you're out there, if you're looking for power in love, it's time for a readjustment in perspective. And so I hope this video finds you well. And this is Lewis Speaks 2020. Wishing everybody a great day. Peace.